Hi you guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit about when you plant your plants and you expect them to trellis or go up a trellis. Trellis is the verb. You expect them to trellis themselves and they decide not to. Each one of these is a cucumber and you can see they're getting the little grippy vines on them, except all of them were growing this way away from my trellis. So very easily and gently we need to turn them and attach them attach them to the fence. But if you get too rough with them, they will break. So I kind of like the sit and twist. So it was growing out this way, I kind of sat it up, I rolled it over, and I'm just going to start lower than I think it needs to be and push it through where one of these tendrils are, just back here. Come on, you little guy. Grow. Oh, that broke it, of course. And this one will reach out and grab here and grow up there as well. And I did that to this one, and these. So let's look at a few more. This one's in between two trellises, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. This particular one is being good and trying to trellis on its own, but it's really grabbing onto its partner here. So let's go ahead and get these in place. Alright, so this one, move this one over, and with the tendril here, I'll just kind of put them through this and just let it be. I don't need to wind that around anything. It'll go on its own. This one, just going to push through a little bit. Cucumbers are smart. Once they're kind of put in place, they'll take off on their own. This one's fine. This one's growing backwards. So I'm just going to twist it around and put the tendrils through. And a leaf or two to hold it into place. This one's a little too short. Sunflowers. So this side, we've already done that too, but let's go look at the peas. Because the peas are very similar. The beans will be too when they get big enough. Slugs. Frickin' hate them. So my beans I'd like to see grow up this trellis, and again, they're a little short. I don't know, maybe these are going to end up being a bush bean because they're not trellising out, but I do have some on the other side of the yard that are, so I might have gotten those mixed up. Anyway, we've got some sweet peas here, and they like to be trellised, and this is going to be so cool when it's just covered in peas, and I thought beans, but who knows. Sweet peas are notorious for breaking, so it's nice to get them when they're young and easy to maneuver into these holes. Now that one's already gripped up high, so I'm not going to break that. I'm just going to leave it be. I'm just going to put this one through a little bit, let it grip. See, look, these are going along nicely. I've been coming out here about once a day and making sure, yep, see that? It's all nice and grippy on there. Yep, they're all rocking and rolling here. It's a hot day. Came out of nowhere. Well, not nowhere. It said it was supposed to be hot, but it has been raining here. So it's a pleasure, but you can see everything is a little wilty poo here. Get this one. Trellis up. Thank you for holding on there. This one's still a little short. This one's doing good. Oh, look. Little sweet pea. I harvested a bunch last night for stir fry. That's awesome. If you let this particular kind of sweet pea get big, the peas in there will get really fat and you can shell them and have just regular green peas. I'm going to check into if I can just dry those and have split peas. I don't know. Do you know? These ones are grabbed together. I'm going to break that. So I want this one more over here. So, see, now I'm getting rushed, right? This is when I start breaking things. I'm going to have a pea come out of here soon. All right, so that looks really good. So anyway, that's how you encourage something to trellis. Pretty easy. Oh, I'll show you the beans on the other side of the yard. They're doing really well. So you might remember these from an earlier video. I said I planted beans here and I was looking forward to them trellising all along down there. And at the time I told you guys that I did have chicken wire here, but I didn't really show you. So I'm going to show you. You see the chicken wire goes up almost to the top fence, but it's all the way down to the ground. So these beans are just loving it. I've realized now I put the pots way too close together, so when I hunt for beans I'm going to be going through a forest, but I think it's too late to move them. These have just been growing and kind of flopping to the side, and so every day I've just been coming out and helping them find a grippy area that they can hold on to and grow. These are, I think they're called Oriental long beans, and they've got this super cool color. Look at that, look at how the sun, kind of pinky red color. Maybe it'll even be a true red, like a fire engine red, but isn't that neat? So the beans are starting to form, and I'm pretty sure this is going to trellis all along. Be awesome. Then I just have some tomatoes here, and I have some, you know, I overplanted. I told you guys this already. I'll just tie the tomatoes up, but I'm going to probably move them away from the beans a little bit more down the fence line. But I did come through here the other day and trimmed up the tomatoes. So when they get wet, they will be drying faster and not getting blight. But everybody looks pretty healthy so far. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So anyway, that's how to trellis. How to trellis 101. Finally, I wanted to start to try to trellis these pumpkins that we've got growing. I just watered them. They're looking a little peaked. So this one has vines growing out, but I want these to grow along this wood pile, so very gently, because I don't want anything to break. I'm just going to place this up here in a space where these tendrils can start to grip in between these pieces of wood. Fruit is already starting to form on some of these pumpkins, like right here, so I don't want to mess with that. I'll take that off. This piece is kind of just growing away from it, and it's too thick. I'm not going to mess with that one. This one I already bent up, and I'm putting it on here because I would just like to see this go all over the wood pile from this side, and then from that side come back this way. And then on this one, I've got a gate here we use quite a bit to come in and out. So I would like to trellis this up this shorter section of gate I have here. So let's figure out how you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm just going to take this section that was down a little bit and gently push it through, including the big leaves here, and let that capture and grow from there. And it's going to have some blooms right there and some growth right there. So I'm happy with that. This leaf, I think, eventually is going to need to go because it's just kind of in the way. Actually, I'll come and cut that one out. I've already cut out a few that were discolored and just plain dying. You know, the old leaves will die. They'll just die off, so you don't have to worry too much about those. Here's another one I need to come in and cut out. And then this one I'm going to risque, you guys. Don't want it to break. I'm going to put that up this way so I could still use the gate. Okay, and this is what it looks like from that back side, so it'll allow me to still use the gate, and hopefully this will grow. No, it's already wanting to attach. It's only been mere seconds. Up here, that will be fine, that beautiful leaf, and then this one will grow down there, and that can take over this whole section, so we'll have hydrangeas, I was going to say whatever these called, hydrangeas, red hydrangeas, pumpkins, mammoth pumpkins all over, and then the blue hydrangeas. By the way, when we moved into this house, this was also a blue hydrangea, and I threw extra pieces of metal down at the bottom of it, and you can get your hydrangeas to change color depending on how much lead is in the soil. And I'm sure there's something else to go along with that, but you can tell the previous owners loved their hydrangeas. Okay, so that's the current trellising update. Let me know if you have any questions.